rose less than expected last month. The federal report released today shows inflation stands at about 2.4% after prices rose 0.1% last month. April's inflation rate was the lowest in 4 years. But during those 4 years, inflation took a big bite out of budgets, yours as well as the government's. And that was seen in the huge $1.2 trillion infrastructure bill that was passed back in 2021. KCRG TV9's Brian Tabick joins us in the studio with more on that.
The Iowa DOT says $200 million of that money was allocated for roads and bridges work alone. The money was used to help fund major projects, but it also helped offset rising costs. Driving by graders and heavy machinery are all part of Nick Gearhart's morning commute the last few weeks on Interstate 380. It's an interstate widening project he says is needed.
People drive on 380 like they're in, either they're angry or they're in a hurry, and it gets crazy sometimes, how fast they're going and how congested it gets.
The project is part of the Iowa Department of Transportation's 5-year plan. It's a list of the DOT's projects updated each year to plan 5 years ahead. This past year, that plan included $4.3 billion in construction projects across the state, with $200 million in federal funding coming from the infrastructure bill.
We were able to add a significant amount of projects that had been kind of on our candidates list for some time.
Sean Majors is with the DOT's Program Management Bureau. He oversees the department's 5-year plan. While he says they were able to add some projects, he says a large portion of the federal funding went to covering the cost of inflation and increased labor.
In 2022, we realized about a 23.5% increase in costs.
Funding from that federal infrastructure bill ends in fiscal year 2026, unless Congress passes a new one. Majors says not knowing the future of federal funding is already having an impact on projects that could make next year's list.
We basically showed it as flat revenue from the federal side going forward. Based on the fact that we just don't know what that next transportation bill will look like.
For commuters like Gearhart, this construction can cause quite the headache, which may never fully go away.
At least they're doing something, and quite honestly, they're going to probably have to do it again in another 5 to 10 years.
Sean Majors with the DOT says the state needs to impress upon the federal government the importance of these roads and bridge projects. He also says the state's 10-cent gas tax increase that was passed in 2015 has also been eaten up by higher inflation costs. In the studio, Brian Tabick, KCRG TV 9 News.